there's certain benefits that like I said, that's the best way to put it, would
But
be.
like, what are the benefits that you're saying? Because like a husband has to want to choose to share those benefits with you. Like you don't like you can't. A man is not just because he marries you. Like that's what I was saying. Like it's fucked up. They shouldn't do that. But what are the benefits? Like what are you speaking on? Like
Single moms get the baby mama title because we chose the wrong father for our child. We don't we chose the wrong person to lay with and bring forth life with. We don't get to say, "Oh, you know, I'm not a baby mom." Like I can't even come up with like the best analogy for it right now. But it's like a thing where it's like, there's certain benefits that like I said, that's the best way to put it, would
But
be.
like, what are the benefits that you're saying? Because like a husband has to want to choose to share those benefits with you. Like you don't like you can't. A man is not just because he marries you. Like that's what I was saying. Like it's fucked up. They shouldn't do that. But what are the benefits? Like what are you speaking on? Like what are the benefits?
So I mean, what you mentioned earlier, like if you were to have said, we're married, my child needs this and that, um we can't afford to live a life, we can't afford to make ends meet, and you were to report that and say that you needed services based on the fact that your husband was in the military.
You
I'm
know what they'll do? They'll give you the number to the WIC office, and they'll tell you to go to the WIC office.
Okay, so we can't. Okay, if she's saying this is her experience, we can't.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to argue
No,
your.
like I'm so serious. There's women, go look it up. Like there's people, or you could call a base right now and ask them if they have WIC services. If your husband, it depends on your husband's rank as well too. If you go to your chain of command and say, well, he's not buying X, Y, and Z. The baby needs formula. The baby needs diapers. That's why I said, like, they'll be like, here's a number to like a counseling. Here's a number to
What? That's so trash for them to
the
not
military is
recognize.
really like that though. That's what I'm saying.
No, I know, I'm not doubting that, but what I'm saying, you know why that's so trash? Because you know how you said they don't recognize girlfriend, boyfriend, so they don't
I mean,
hold.
from a life insurance policy like standpoint, like you go on that person's life insurance and stuff like that when they're like,
You receive his benefits if something were to happen to him.
yeah, like exactly, like if they go overseas and stuff like that, they die, you get a $500,000 life insurance policy check. Like, but their benefits, like even like health insurance stuff, you have to know your sponsor's social. So your husband has to like love you. Like, you think somebody's just gonna give you their social? No.
I mean, I get that,
Like
but
that's what
You know what? But to go to her case, even though it sounds so far fetched, I know people like I mean, a long time ago though, it's some years ago, that used to like their husband. Like I've heard stories from older generation how they had a husband who disappeared on them and they had to get a divorce to the newspaper. Like they couldn't find him, so they literally had to go through the newspaper to divorce. Y'all never heard that before?
yes, like they got married a long time ago in order for them to marry somebody new.
They had to divorce because he just left.
Yes. I thought was Sweet Home Alabama was like that,
Some
right?
people be disappearing, y'all.
In that movie, Sweet Home Alabama, with Reese Witherspoon, where the girl she like
maybe it's
wants
an
to get
Alabama
married
thing.
to the new guy, and then she has to go and force her ex to sign the papers, and they end up refalling in love.
I get where you're coming from, Andy, and I apologize that happened to you. That really sucks for your husband. Like that, that's crazy. But that is like
I mean, when you get married at 18 years, like that's what I'm saying. Like I own my shit. Like I have no problem. Like I'm 27 years old. I was 18 when that happened. Like I've sat in my shit and owned it. Like you can't make me feel some type of way. It sounds far fetched. It sounds crazy. But I was 18 years old when I was getting married to somebody.
Yeah.
Like,
he's young too, right? Because he was 18 as well. So
we
you
were
guys
18 years old and got married. He went in the military when he's 17 years old. Like a 17, 18-year-old who's in the military probably doesn't even know how to navigate their own benefits fully.
Yeah. Yeah, he just wanted he wanted the living wife, and you
And
went
he didn't want kids. Like, not even just that, but like he didn't want kids. Like, he straight up said, like, straight up, like I said, I knew when I was keeping my baby at 19, I'm gonna be a single mom. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
So the baby ended the relationship essentially.
Yeah. And like now he's hit an epiphany. He came back around. My son doesn't call him like dad. He calls him Cody because he calls my ex-husband that I was married to from 21 to 25. And that was like a real deal, full-fledged like marriage. I got benefit, like I know what it looks like to actually, like, you know what I mean? Like those benefits that you're talking about when like I had.
So he considers him his dad.
Yeah, like he calls him daddy. Like he doesn't call his dad daddy. Like he's just started to reemerge in the last couple of years, and even then it's spotty. So like it's not a tradition, but we were married. Like we were legally, like on paper, I had to go through a whole hell of a lot in the state of Hawaii to get a divorce and everything like that. And like he just now started paying child support 7 years later. Like,
yeah, I mean, I get that. And again, I hate that. Like for you, I hate that for like women. Like I just don't like it. And I feel like that's even more of a reason why we need to be more responsible with who we decide to carry for. Because like it's always mommy's baby, daddy's maybe. Like at the end of the day, literally a man could pick up and dip when he doesn't feel the need to be bothered. Like, you know, and it sucks, but that's the reality of it, you know? So that's just trash. Like that's trash. But yeah.
So we're gonna do, it's 11:04. We're quick on the weekdays. We all have jobs. So any last minute final thoughts? Anybody have any last minute final thoughts?
No, I mean, this has been a dope conversation. Definitely gave me a new perspective, Indy, actually. I mean, I'm still up in the air because I'm like, damn, like you were married, but you really did have to raise your baby by yourself. So shout out to you for that. And you had to make a way by yourself. So shout out to you for that.
I joined the Army because of it. That's why I was like, I knew the benefits if I had them myself, like if I was in the Army myself. So I joined the Army.
Right.
And stayed married on paper. And then hit him with divorce paper as soon as I graduated from boot camp. And then from there on, I was like, let me level up on him. Let me boss up. I don't need you. Like, not trying to say like, a kid doesn't need a dad, but I took a negative and I flipped it.
Right.
That's what's up.
Right. So yeah, so shout out to you for that. I mean, definitely gave me another perspective to consider. Because I don't know, I'm still torn, but now a bit more understanding of that. That is like probably the anomaly. So but yeah.
And thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, seriously.
It wasn't a competition thing, but when you have to make a way for a child, and if you're a single mother, you will do what you need to do.
It's always me against me though. So I'm gonna compete with myself. I'm gonna be a better version of myself today than I was yesterday. And if yesterday I was hoping that you would come around and do what you're supposed to do for your child, and I realized today that that's not gonna happen, I'm gonna make sure that my best revenge is you seeing me be successful without you, and your child's becoming something that you want to be a part of, and they're gonna look at you because kids always figure it out.
They do.
They always do. So
somebody in here said, I'm in the Air Force right now, and the chain of command will definitely make sure the child is the Air Force is completely different from the Army.
I heard that Air Force is bougie too.
It is. It is.
Bougie. My little sister's about
the bourgeoisie.
Yeah, my mom is still in the Army.
They're not sleeping on the ground doing 12-mile ruck marches. Like,
they Army.
They making them hands that they like, we're gonna fly this plane and call it a day. I'm joking. I don't know.
They be saying like in the army while they run in, the Air Force people are riding.
Looking at them like with their sunglasses on. What is that? Going like some labor over there.
Yeah.
I'm done.